Welcome to Learn Commerce PU online classes. Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.
Welcome to our second PU Computer Science online classes. And in last class we already know some important concept, meaning of database, application of the database, meaning of fact, data, information. Today we are going to learn the new concept. The concept is our history of database, evolution of the database. We know the meaning of the database is a logically collection of related data organized in a way that the data can be easily accessed, managed and manipulated here. So this is the meaning of the database here. Now let's see why. Because we know the evolution of database are, one is the manual file system, second one is about our computerized file system. Now what about the manual file system? We know that why? Because historically the file management came into existence. So such historically file management came into existence means which file management came into existence? The first thing about our manual file system. That means such systems were often manual. So what's the meaning of this one? The systems were often manual. Meaning is simple, that is here we are using the paper and pencil work system. Why? Because whatever the work we are doing by using database, or what's the information we are going to collect and call as the database, such information collecting by using maybe the papers, and just on the paper all those information going to organize here. So the paper and pencil work system here. That means here the paper within these systems were organized, correct? No? Why? Because manual file system, I already said, often manual, meaning pencil and paper work system. So whatever information by using paper, so the paper within these systems were organized here to facilitate the expected use of the data here. But is it possible to collect large amount of information by using manual file system? We can say that no, we can't collect, correct? No? So here we can say that as long as the collection of information or data was relatively small here, and also the organization users had only few reporting requirements, then no any problem. That means our manual file system play or serve its role very well, correct? No? Why? Because here maybe the collection of data, collection of information, whatever you are going to collect, it very small, and also the users had only few reporting requirements here, no more requirements, just only a few number of requirements, reporting requirements, then no any problem. Such manual file system serving its role very well here. But we can say that when, however, as organization grew, when the organization going to grew in this case, on that time we know that the reporting requirement is also very high, correct? No? So we can say that as long as, or however, the organization grew and also the users had only or containing many reporting requirements in this case. So is it possible to add all those data just by using our pencil and paper kya? No, we can't add such data by using pencil and paper in this case. Or simple meaning we can say that the keeping track of data is very difficult by using the manual file system, because all those reasons when the collection of data, collection of information is more in this case here. So we can't use, we can't collect all those data, we can't keep organize all those data by using the paper here. So therefore the companies looked to our new technology that is called as the computerized technology for the help. So this second database we can say about our computerized file system. So what's the difference to our computerized file system and manual file system? So we can say that initially our computer file system were similar to our manual file system. Just only both are similar. Why? Because in our computer also we are going to collect the information that is called as the database. In our manual also we are going to collect a lot of information. Maybe the information is little bit small compared to the computerized here. So it also calling as the database here. But now we can say that the computerized file system requires a specialized vocabulary, correct? No? Why? Because it requires, why? Because whatever the data we are going to collect through computer, by using the computer we are going to collect, so we can add large amount of information also, and no any paper requirement is necessary. Just only a reasonable less amount of paper necessary in case of our computerized file system here. So it requires, the computerized file system requires here specialized vocabulary key, and also we can say that the computerized file system, because it contains one discipline, and such a discipline is going to build up its own requirement in this case here. So and it enables the users to communicate properly with the users. So all are call about our, or all are the information we can explain, we can write in our computerized file system here. Now we know that what's the meaning of about our manual file system as well as the computerized file system. Now let's see the differences between the manual file system and the computerized file system. Such a computerized file system is also calling as the electronic file system, correct? Yeah. So the first differences in our manual file system. So we can say that the value of data is contained or can be processed is limited in a desirable time here. So the amount of data, whatever the data we are going to collect by using manual file system, such data is collected in limited manner in a desirable time by using our manual file system. But when you are going to know the computerized file system, we know that in our computerized file system, the value of data or the amount of data can be processed is or can be very large when compared to our manual file system. So the first difference we can say that in our manual, the amount of data that is going to process can be limited in a desirable time here, and in case of our computerized file system, the volume of data can be processed can be very large compared to our manual file system. And the second differences or the second point in our manual file system, it requires large quantity of paper. That means the manual data processing requires large quantity of the paper. We know that whatever the information after collecting everything going to organize by using paper, by using the paper, by using the pencil here. So we can say that it requires the large quantity of the papers here. But what about in case of the computerized, that is called as the electronic file system? So the reasonable less amount of paper is going to use in our computerized or electronic file system, correct? And later the third point we can say that the speed and accuracy at which the job is executed is limited. So whatever the work we are going to do by using our manual file system here, that means it contains less number of speed here and also accuracy. The meaning of the accuracy is that means whatever the mistake we are going to repeat in our manual file system, maybe some mistake going to repeat in our manual file system, so that is called as the accuracy here. And later next one is about our computerized file system. So the job is executed in our computerized file system is faster and accurate. That means it's going to do a very high speed job here and also without any mistake. So accuracy is calling as that means it's not going to do any mistake or without any mistake, that is called as the accuracy. And the fourth point we can say in our manual file system. So the manual file system, the labor cost is high. We need large number of the employees, large number of the workers here. So we can say that the labor cost is high here. And in our computerized file system, the labor cost is economical. Why? Because everything just performing by using the computer here, and we know that our computer work at very high speed in a million number of instructions here. So why? Because here we can say that the computer performing the job or whatever the work that is going to give to our computer, it performing the job in executed and faster manner. So because of this reason we can say that the labor cost is the economical. Okay. And later the last point about our manual file system, the storage medium is paper. Clear this point here? That means I already said whatever the data going to organize by using the pencil and the papers here. So the storage medium is the paper here, but in case of our computerized file system, so whatever the data we are going to store, and such a data going to store by using our secondary storage medium. Thank you.